Do you know what I hate? Finals. Do you know what's even worse? They're still going on. I thought one thing that might cheer me up, besides this beautiful weather that we've been having, is to finally sit down, pick up this book and read it. I was wrong. So before I start, if you haven't read the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer series, then stop this video, go out and buy it because it's an incredible series and it's one that I absolutely love. The Evolution of Mara Dyer is the second book in the series and this is one I'm going to be talking about today. So overall, I absolutely adored this book. I thought it was amazing. But as usual, I want to begin at the end and talk about what happened at the ending. Oh my god. There will be spoilers in this video, just to warn you, so stop it now if you haven't read this book and you don't want to be spoiled. After reading The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer and seeing the twist in that, I thought there would be a twist in the second book as well, but I did not expect the twist that came. It was amazing and so sad at the same time. Part of me wants to believe that Noah's not dead. I think he might be alive, but at the same time we can't be sure until the third book. And I really hope he's not dead and they're just lying to Mara, but if he is, I might cry. I'm still hoping that he's still alive and they've just lied to her. I thought the ending was brilliantly executed. All the twists and questions are tied together in the end. However, it does leave a few unanswered questions, which will hopefully be answered in the third book. The one thing I have to point out that I love about this series is the way it's written and the way Mara's character comes across. Through the entire series, she's saying she's not crazy, she doesn't need all this treatment, Jude is stalking her and he's the one who's doing all this stuff. But it's written in such a way which makes you question whether she is actually crazy or whether it is Jude who's doing all this stuff and whether he does exist at all. I think that's genius. A lot of YA sort of fantasy books, it's very clear cut what's real and what's not. What is in someone's head and what is actually happening. So to have a series where the lines are a bit more blurred, I love that aspect. I found several times when I was reading through, I was questioning whether she was actually crazy. There are points where I didn't believe her, and in that way I could understand where her family were coming from and it made me understand them a lot more. So I absolutely love that aspect about the book. One character I love, and I'm so glad we got to see him again, was Jamie. I love Jamie's character. He doesn't care what people think, he goes and does his own thing. And he's just a real burst of life in the book and I just love his character. One character I hated was Phoebe. Oh my god, I could not stand that character. She was horrible. There was something really, really twisted about her. Several times throughout the book I was literally screaming at her. I couldn't believe some of the stuff she was doing and I just really didn't like her. And it's times, especially with Phoebe, where I felt a real sense of like frustration and anger towards this book, but in a good way. This book does bring out a lot of emotions in you, and if you're looking for a book like that, then this is absolutely perfect. One thing I didn't like, but only criticism, very small criticism, but that is the amount of times that Mara either blacks out or is in hospital is ridiculous. Basically happens once every chapter, or at least it feels like it happens once every chapter. It happens so much that it gets really repetitive. Yeah, oh, she's back in hospital, oh right, she's blacked out again, and it goes on and on and on like this, and at points it kind of slows down the plot a little bit, but that's the only criticism. This book was scary, it was clever, it tied things together really nicely, but there's still a few questions left that makes me want to read the third book. Huge twist at the end and I was so happy with it because I did not expect it whatsoever. And overall I'm going to give this book 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. I think I might have liked it a bit better than The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, which is rare. Normally book series go downhill a little bit. If you like romance with quite dark fantasy and lots of psychological elements thrown into it, then I would highly recommend this series. It's a perfect series for you. It's not so lovey-dovey that it gets sickening or anything like that. I think it's got the perfect balance, and I think because it's a really dark book, you need that romance to have an element of lightness to it, otherwise it would be extremely depressing. But overall, absolutely adored this book. I cannot wait for the third one, even though I've just read this one. And I'm so excited. So have you read the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer series? Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. And if you haven't, then go and pick up this book. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! This book, The Evolution of Mara Dyer, is the second book in the series, and this is one